Hey, good morning, good evening. What's going on? Welcome everyone. Utterly surprised this evening. I somehow switched to strange and unusual things. But then again, back into the mix this evening. So currently, just for those that are aware at this moment, I'm probably about a few 3 or 4 minutes earlier than what I would normally pop into the stream. Then again, I thought if not, why not? Let's just do something slightly different this evening and then just kick it off from the free practice session. So again, this evening we've got 2 back-to-back 20-minute races at the infamous Laguna Seca. And again, after this free practice session, the boys are going to kick off with a fantastic qualifying session. The grid is rather packed at the moment, so it might just be a bit daunting for those all around to see what they can do and not do. But I did think of doing, while we sit and review the situation, is probably just do an assessment of where we are this championship thus far. So let's have a quick squeak on the championship points at the present moment. As you can see, from the driver's position point of view, the individuals that are leading it at this moment again is Mr. Strydom, Nel, Van Wyk, Jude Novell, LaRue, Bauer, Wilson, Van der Berg, Laredo, and then closing off at the top 10 from a driver's perspective, Mr. Findlay. Now, having said that, we've only done 2 races thus far, but those are quite a number of points that has already been collected. Now, because we're doing a team versus team series, it's all about what the team performance is happening. So currently, based on team performance and team overall scoring points, now when we say team, we did highlight a few streams ago that it's all about the 2 drivers collectively getting the best points and results throughout the series. And on top of the log, we have the VXR Vipers leading it off with a Blixemse Wall Lovers, followed by Dave's Popcorn LTR Extreme in 4th, the VXR Taipan in 5th, Teenage Tornadoes Slagroom LTR Hydro Cheese and Wine, and then a Wilson Confusion in 10. Now, to be fair, these names are actually quite spectacular to look at. Really interesting how they have selected it. But nonetheless, we've got about a few more seconds left from a practice point of view. As you can see, Vincent now just heading down the first sector point of Laguna Seca, where we sort of have this double apex hairpin approach, and then of course the slow and steady right-hander followed by the, I would say, a very daring right-hander, because as you can see, and I was just about to talk about it, that sausage curve will catch you out if you are not cautious. I mean, a bit of a too far over the sausage curve will push you all the way off the track. And that's what Laguna Seca is all about, is risk versus reward. How these guys are going to pull it off this evening might be a challenging task for them at hand. Again, we all know this track is quite small. There's not a lot of opportunities for passing maneuvers except for the final start-finish line. So as we are and as we head into it, this is, I'd say, the kickoff of qualifying. So let's just check out who heads out to the pits. First of all, I did see a yellow car there, which I would assume, yes, would be Paul Venter. Bauer, on the other hand, is also out. So Bauer, the first man on the spot, he's driving the Ferrari, goes a bit off track. Definitely missed his braking marker as he exited the pits there. But nonetheless, this is the outlook for some of these boys. On grid, we have 30 cars at the present moment. Again, back in the mix, looking like all the reveries is loaded. Pace Motorsport on the showcase. Now, I did realized that these boys, we are Space Motorsport, their liveries didn't really reflect last week. So whatever technical issues we had last week, it seems to have been resolved. Must admit, it does look fantastic. Love to understand who created that livery, because that is quite spectacular. So that is Kalen Mawa heading out for a race. I can't recall seeing him last week. Then of course we have Mare here for the LTR Sick Boys, also out of his pit box. The man in question and the guy that actually led the race last week at Nürburgring for quite some time, Mr. Hall, with his teammate right behind him, also representing the LTR Chic team. They got a lot of work to do this evening. Although they started strong last week, it didn't really end up very well for them. But I think they've got it all under control, and I'm expecting great things. Front of the grid, Mr. Bullion here, showcasing the purple, luminous green, black LNR car. And of course, Sean Stradom with his Marlboro Ferrari there. Man that won. No, he did not. He came second last week, yes. I think that was a second place for him. I could be wrong. Someone do shoot me. I do remember Mr. Mooney taking the checkered flag all the way through. I do not see him on the grid this evening. I do see another Mooney here, which is Colin Mooney in his favourable Porsche. So looking forward to see how his race evolves and develops. Again, fancying that Irish flag at the back of that Porsche, as well as on the side. So did not realize that he had them on his sideburns. Ooh, that sounds awful. So where do we sit? This is qualifying. 10 minutes have gone. Top individual on pole is Stradom with a 122.4. Bauer not far off of him. Of course, Bauer also running the Ferrari, so it looks like this week we're going to see quite a bit of the Ferraris up there at Laguna Seca, which I would normally say is very unusual. But given though that this is a very new car into the ACC application, we would definitely see it up there in most of the races. Kalen Mawa coming up there with quite a surprise, 3/10 off Stradom and his Aston Martin. Now that is a car that I would strongly believe will really do well at this track. It's probably one of my #1 picks on this track in general. I just don't know, there's just something about the Aston Martin that just makes it flow so much better. Whether it's the fact that you don't have to be that hard on the gear shifting throughout the race, and all you need is a bit of patience, and the speed will just come towards you. Bauer again back in there, so Bauer has cut it more closer. Stradom has improved on his time frame, so we're looking at 121s at that moment. That is a significantly daunting task for the rest of the individuals here. Mr. Robson here doing his absolute best to get into that top 10. Now of course he's got a battle with him, with Laredo right ahead of him. Probably about 5/10 quicker. Ooh, big mistake there on the sausage curve. I said the sausage curve will throw you out. I did unsettle Laredo a bit, but Laredo is going to chase down Dylan Hall there, who's gone down the start-finish line. And still 5 minutes of qualifying left. Plenty of things can happen. Deltas in general have not significantly been up there. Although, having a look at that while we talk, Van Wyk, man who's always been there in the top 5 of the qualifying session, he is up by 8/10 of his existing time. Now again, he did set up an intermediate lap of about a 1:22.3. 7/10 of that is going to put him very close to Stratum. I reckon if he can keep it together, he will definitely challenge for the podium spot. Does he get clean out of the final corner? Oh, probably just lost a few tenths there. Managed to still do a 1:22.3. That final corner has caused him to slip a bit away from where he would have ended. Luck, on the other hand, in his, I would say this is kind of like the BP Express Porsche colors, like the green and white and yellow gives me that whole British Petroleum look and feel, even though the green is marginally lighter than what I would expect. But the minute I put my eye on it, I go British Petroleum Porsche. Again, this is not what it is, but that's just what it reminds me of. As the qualifying commences, hope everyone had a fantastic week so far. Plenty of racing still to occur here at LNR. We're only halfway through the season. And again, we've got that magic 20-minute sprint races, which I've always wondered why individuals would want to do that. I mean, a sprint race is a sprint race. I honestly do get it. It's very nice to have short, instantaneous races, but they do tend to go very awful quite rapidly, quite quickly within the first few laps. And I think that's just purely because individuals are marginally quite hungry to see what they can do and win within the first couple of corners. So, where do we stand? Times at the present moment this is what we look at. So Stratum, Naval, Bauer, Bullion, Mawa, Van Wyk, LaRue, with about less than a minute to go. We also have Venter, Luck and Van der Berg there. The delta keeps changing. Individuals are definitely putting it up the spot there. Like Nal has now gone into P2. This is his best for the evening. Still about 4/10. Yeah, about 5/10 slower than Stratum. So Stratum is definitely the man to chase this evening. He's gone off with a bit of a fumble. Back at the grid, on the other hand, Wilford here, LT racing from Schick in his Mercedes. I think it's the only running Mercedes on the track. Still looks absolutely fantastic though. Beautiful livery there. Mooney we've seen. Bota in his Ferrari, looks like he's going off the pits. Herzeg, the man with what I would call the best livery of the season, in Ash Racing. Also off to the pits. Wilfred Robson is definitely up on his delta. Will he improve? I would say yes, but how far does he get to jump? All the way up to 16. So that is a big jump for him. Anyone else on a phenomenal lap time? Marais, he's got a bit of work to do. Few final corners. He is equalizing his best between all the current sectors. They seem to be relatively fast in sector 3, so maybe he can make up a bit of time here in this final sector. He is one of the few still running around. Another individual is Kalen Mawa. Does he improve from 6th position? No, he does not. So it's only Mare and then of course Van der Berg who has passed through. So Mare is the final man that's going to cross the start-finish line. Don't see a significant improvement on Delta, so he's going to remain at 16th. Managed to squeeze out Robson. That's a good finish for him. Strong and competitive. So, looking at the timetables, qualifying standpoint of view, these are the top individuals. Now, of course, Stradom finishing it off in pole, about half a second quicker than the grid behind him. Nell in second, Neville in third, Bauer in fourth with his Ferrari, Nell Bullion in fifth, Mawa in sixth from Pace Motorsport. Then of course we've got Jason Luck, or Mr. Luck, with what I would say is a BP Express Porsche. Van Wyk there in the Aston Martin, of course LaRue and Venter, all three of them in the Aston Martin V8, closing off the top 10. And of course from 10th further on we've got Laredo, Duplessis, Van der Berg, Greening, Findlay, Murray, Robson Hall, Revelation, and then Young in 20th position. And then final 10 of the grid of 31 drivers. We still have Heineke, Steenkamp, Bullion, Van der Haar, Herzeg, Botha, Mooney, Essop, Wilfred, Sabata, and then T. Ferreira here in the final. So two individuals struggled to put lap times down. We will definitely see how that evolves, is where I'm going with. Big grid currently, so as you can see, the man in first place will have the left hand side going into the double apex hairpin. Now if all goes smooth and well, all individuals will allow themselves to have enough space entering into the corner, but I think the biggest question will be is, will they be cautious enough to brake ahead of time to avoid any catastrophic collisions within the first sector? Now I reckon that's going to be quite a daunting task to us for these boys. Going 2 cars, probably 3 cars wide into turn 1 and 2 is very doable. But it's once you go up to that turn 3 kind of approach, again the road gives a slight kink to the right, and then this massive right-hander, which in all fairness realistically only allows for 1 car to go there through smooth enough and have adequate speed to continue to the following corner. As soon as you go into 2 cars side by side through both those corners, they are going to slow down the rear end of that pack. So that's where most of the issues tend to occur. And then as they filter through up towards Laguna Seca, the situation changes. It realistically only allows for a 1 car track follow each other approach. How that will happen, what we will see, that's to be determined. So on the chats this evening, and again I'm enjoying a good, it's probably the weirdest thing to say, so a good glass of wine while commentating, stewarding, well I'm not really stewarding, but commentating and watching the race evolves. On the YouTube channels we have Brandon there, Horsebox Stream saying good evening, and then of course Mr. Draco. Been a while since we've seen you on the track, so again a warm welcome from my end. Thanks for the shout out, just thanks for popping in and saying hi. It is nice to get that interaction with individuals. So, as I've taken my last sip, this is where we are. 31 cars on the grid, ready to, I would say, rock and roll. All we're waiting for is that infamous green light to kick the race off.
Green light.
And we're off. Just keeping an eye out on straight up. You can see that Porsche has one hell of a start over that Aston Martin. Certainly going to take that position away from Nell. Nell being tagged by an Aston. This is where all the chaos happens. One by one, they all filter through. Multiple car collisions occurring in turn one. I did say that is where the problem is. All you need is that one minor incident and everything goes absolutely wrong. Assetto is a man that has got to drive through penalties as my Delta works its way through. Boys on the top end, looks to be straight on. Probably Naval, Bauer and Mawa seems to have gotten off quite well. Everyone else went to the pits. There we go, Delta up and running. Ooh, need to go broadcasting mode. There we go, that looks a bit better. Sorry, I was wondering what went wrong there. So, straight on there, he's got a decent gap to Naval by a second. Bauer in third, Mawa in fourth, Van Beek in fifth, Bullion in sixth, Loreto in seventh, Duplessis, LaRue and Findlay. So, as said, there were multiple incidents on turn one. When I say multiple incidents, I'm not even going to look at it. It literally looks like 15 all in one corner. That is just how it kicked off. I'd love to go back, see what has occurred. The only thing I did realize was that Nell was slightly tagged and thus caused a ripple of issues behind him. So front boys are getting away. Loreto here looking quite smooth in 7th place. He is being hunted down by LaRue, Duplessis, Findlay. Then of course a marginal gap between Findlay and Marais there in 11th place, who has a lot of work to do, but also simultaneously has got Vinal qualified in 2nd place, hunting him down. So a few positions lost there by Vincent. Got a lot of hard work to try and capitalize on that. Hertzek, on the other hand, is the only man with a drive-through penalty. Now, he's going to try and outlast that as long as he can to not lose that many positions. Luck, on the other hand, is looking all over, left, right, and middle center, just to find the gap to pass him. I think, in all fairness, he just needs to be a little bit patient, because that Ferrari will dive in to the pits to get its drive-through penalty. Why and had one was probably a grid starting position. Back to the front of the grid, no Bullion here. He is hunting down, of course, Van Beek and Mawa. Had a tremendous start of the race. Still plenty of individuals in the pits. I don't see anyone that needed to do pit stops, so it's partially because of all the collisions that did occur at the first corner. Paul Venter has dropped also a few spots. He's currently in 19. He's being chased down by Vinegar, who's in the Porsche right behind him, and then of course ahead of him is Van der Haar, Buerta and Wilford, the individuals that really stood out there at the back of the pack. That does look like Stradom. What happened to Sean Stradom? Sean Stradom is now in 15th position. Now that is something worth going back for. I reckon he made a big mistake coming through one of the corners. Go back and see if this can elevate and explain it to me. So everything all fancy. Yeah, sausage curb destroyed a race. I did warn everyone, that is what will happen on that sausage grove, and again, being too quick on the throttle causes him to lose more focus. Ooh, and that was close. Coming back onto the track, two individuals avoided him, nearly made contact with him, but that now places Naval into the lead. So new leader from LTR6 potentially up there to win this race. 15 minutes to go. LTR victory, I'm smelling it. I didn't get it last week. I'm getting it this week though. It does seem like the week is now, but he needs to fend off Bauer, so the race is not yet finished. Two lovely communities battling it out for dominance. Bauer in his Ferrari, Kalen Mawa in the Aston Martin, they're in third place. He's got a bit of work to do to try and catch up to them, but simultaneously he needs to fend off two other Aston Martins, Van Wyk and of course Bullion. Now this is the battle for the third spot or the final podium position. I have not seen Mawa on the racetrack, but I do know he's got significant pace and talent there. And he's certainly not going to make it easy for any of the two individuals chasing him down for that spot. So big points up for grab here. LaRue, on the other hand, he has now got, is that Duplessis in the Ferrari? Yes, it is. These two boys fending it off. It did look like there was a potential chance. Oh, sorry. A potential chance there for Duplessis to make a move. Schrader, the lead race winner, is now, well, the lead start of the race is now in 13th position. Everything else is still in close proximity. Battling pointers right here in the mix for that third spot. We've got Nel Bullion that has just set his personal best on track, gained a few tenths of a second to Van Wyk, and so you can already see that the pressure is there. He's looking behind him instead of in front of him. The objective goal is to chase Mawa in Pace Motorsport and capitalize on that position. But he is also probably cautiously aware that the Bullion man in the purple green Aston Martin is not far away from him. Keep an eye on that as that develops going forward. Still 12 minutes of racing left, so plenty of things can occur. So, for those that have just jumped in to recap, qualifying session was absolutely phenomenal. The two individuals that did put it on pole and second are not running pole and second. Again, a massive incident. I would probably say an accidental incident on turn 1 did evolve into quite a few fender benders when the race started. Sean Stradom got well acquainted to one of the sausage curves at Laguna Seca that has flipped him all the way back to 12th position. I can assure you he's not going to be happy about that. Neville from LT Schick is leading the race. He's got 10 minutes of racing to do. Bauer chasing him down, but it doesn't look like Bauer has got the necessary speed to do so. These boys, however, the three Aston boys, are fighting it out. As you can see, Van Wyk there going instantaneously defensive. If he didn't do that, that other Aston of Nel Bullion would have taken the inside line. So that was a last minute save of the position. Just before corkscrew. Okay, so where are we from Delta? Still keeping a close eye here. I reckon this is going to get quite interesting as opposed to everyone else in the race. Nel Bullion looks to be hungry and wants to chase down Kale Pace Motorsport or Mr. Mawa there in third place. Mawa still looking quite comfortable. He is allowing the boys behind him to battle it out. This does give him a bit of a breathing. You can see here in 8th place, hasn't managed to find the gap between himself and LaRue. Al, on the other hand, he looks like he's got a whole train of cars behind him. I don't think this is the full pace of that Aston Martin, but he is certainly struggling because we have Findlay, Stradom, and Kelvinabad on the rear end there of Nel. This is the battle for top 10. Nel is the man that qualified in second, currently running in 9th. Stradom is the man that put it on the podium. He is in 11th, making up as much place as he can. He did manage to pass Van der Berg there from Pace Motorsport. These battles are not yet finished. And of course, we have Paul Venter here hunting down Marais. Marais also from LTR Chic. Ooh, as Paul goes very deep into that first turn, that is going to push him back far more than what he would have expected. Mr. Luck here from, I would say, BP Express, fending off Heineke and Van Haar in 16th, 17th, and 18th spot. Dreaming, on the other hand, battling it out there with Sabata. As highlighted, getting any moves done is quite hard. Ooh, as I have a slight incident yet. Let me see if I can have a go and look at that. But Luck has gone into the pits straight away. Don't know whether that was self-inflicted. Everything looks quite perfect there. Ooh, onto the the dusty no sets him off. Ah! Instantaneous collision with two cars. Now that was a rear end scenario. The one out braking himself, causing a slight accident. Luck is not happy. Neville and Bauer, these two boys have gotten closer to each other in the last few laps. It looked like Neville had it in his pocket not so long ago. Fleming has managed to come as close as he could. Kalen Mawa here. He is still being hunted down by Van Wyk. Nel Bullion has stepped away a bit. He's about 3 seconds. The drift now. Leroux, big incident by him. Yeah, that's at the corkscrew. So, battle for victory is where I'm going with. Less than 6 minutes to go. LTR Thick versus new driver from LNR, Fleming Bauer. This is for pride. now about who's going to capitalize where. Do they know each other's weak spots? Can they find the spot to make the move? Laguna Seca, not a track that you can instantly set the car up and capitalize on that. Especially how the track is designed. I mean, we've got the Andretti hairpin. Prior to the Andretti hairpin, down the start-finish line is potentially the best place for you to do so, but it's that final corner in generally turn 11 that you need to set up and get as close to the driver ahead of you as he can, hoping that he makes a minor mistake to lose momentum down the straight. But if both cars have a similar pace, or the one has no pace, you are definitely going to struggle. Then all you need to do is hope that the driver ahead of you makes a mistake, or you have to force him into that mistake. Sean Stradom, on the other hand, he's climbed a few spots since kicked off. Now that's another position there, capitalizing immediately on Duplessis. Takes the spot, easy maneuver. Whether that was a given one or not, Duplessis did not fight that off. I reckon he has chosen his battles. Ooh, near incident again. Duplessis missed it out completely. Stradom went straight into the wall. He is not having the best of races this evening. Two awful mistakes from his end has caused him to drop all the way back to 15th position. Oh, how's this happened? Fleming Bauer is now ahead. Where is Neville? No, this means I need to go back. This is a replay. What has occurred? Let's see if I can capture it. Okay, so ahead we still have Sausage Curb has destroyed Neville's race. Two race leaders has felt the brunt of the sausage curb, and now we have a new race leader, Bauer. Well, at least it doesn't look like he's lost that much position. Just one slight error though. As we are nearing the end, 2 minutes of racing still to go. 3 different race leaders, straight on to Neville from LTR, and now Bauer for the LNR boys. He probably has another 2 laps to go. I'm going with this one and the next one. Again, anything can happen on this track, as we have seen this evening. Those that have had the pace has somehow made minor errors and gave their potential victories away. Those that have kept it clean, smooth and simple have managed to stay in control. Now we're talking about these boys, Kalen Mawa, Van Wyk, Loureiro, of course, in 6th place, Duplessis there in 8th, Van der Berg in 9th, which is quite good, Findlay in 10th. Just going along the grid, individuals that has made the most positions this evening from starting grid is Sabata. Ooh, as he makes a massive error going into Andretti corner. Whether that was intentional or not, I would probably doubt it, but he has made 11 positions up from where he has started this evening, so biggest winner from race start would be himself. Then again, this front race battle is not yet finished. Neville is not going to let that go. Slight error he has made 3 laps ago. He is coming back to fight for that position. Simultaneously, so is Kalen Mawa and Van Beek and Bullion hunting the leader down. I don't think they're going to have enough time to do so unless he makes a severe mistake. That's all up to Bauer. Fully focused. Final few corners, whether the nerves are struck in, that is to be determined. These two boys on the other hand are having a battle themselves. Sheik versus LNR, Aston versus Ferrari. I did look for a moment as if Paul Fenton had an opportunity, potential to make a move, but resisted to do so. Greening on the other hand, he's hunting down Heineke. Final corner for Bauer. Unless he makes a big mistake here, this is his to win. Taking the victory, not from pole, but grabbing a race win. Followed by Neville in second, Caleb Mawa in third, Van Beek in fourth, Bullion in fifth, Loreto bringing it down in 6th, now in 7th. We had a big accident in the first corner. Duplessis there in 8th. He's being chased down, of course, by Funneberg from Pace Motorsports in 9th. And then 10th place is Findlay. So my Delta is now all over the show. Just need to find where it is. So that is the spots. Total time, race winner, Bauer, Neville, Kalen Mawa, Van Beek, Bullion, Loreto, now Duplessis, Funneberg, and then of course Findlay rounding it off in the top 10. The individuals that did qualify well didn't manage to close the race off. Now that was quite daunting and interesting. The question is, what are we going to do in race 2? Race 2 is where it's going to get either worse or I don't know. I'm just going to go, what is going to happen in race 2? Unfortunately, the first few seconds of the race caused quite a bit of incidents, as I have noted down. Potentially around about 15 of those were all based on the first corner incident where individuals just made a slight error and it then had repercussions all the way through. The next 20-minute race is yet to come. So I'm going to give it a few moments so that we can just all take our time and be right back. This is me taking a short break. I'm just going to go grab something to settle the throat. Don't go away. We will be right back. There we go, there we go, there we go. Back in the mix again. This is race 2. Um, second one with a 20-minute race limiter. Now, questions asked. I, I have, I have plenty of questions. I have plenty of concern. We'll see how this one has evolved. I reckon lots of talk has occurred within the pit box, in between drivers, team strategists, all those boys going, calm down, let's take the victory. Sean Stradom has had 7 shooters. I again, from a grid standing point of view, anything can happen. Laguna Seca in itself is tricky. So let's see how this goes for the second race. A few things has changed since we've gone away and come back. So again, it's a bit later at night from a racing point of view. You can see the sun is slowly setting down. The track temperature has dropped significantly. So we're looking at about 11 degrees as opposed to where we were previously. So these guys are going to struggle for grip within the first few laps up until the point that the tires do warm up. So that's going to be something to look for. The question stands as who is going to survive turn 1 and turn 2, which we have now learned that it is the Andretti hairpin, which I would probably call death to all. And then from there on, as we've noted throughout the race, individuals going slightly off the track has caused them to lose momentum, slipping and sliding, and then of course our famous sausage curve has taken out many individuals. Will this occur again? Now if it does get darker and darker, then the answer to that is definitely yes. I don't think it will get dark that quickly. I mean, from a racing point of view, 20 minutes of racing, we are at 7:45 in the evening. These gentlemen are lining up once again. I would probably assure you those tires are not warm enough. Let's see how this evolves one more time. 20 minutes of mad rush racing here at LNR. Tuesday night special, mid-season pack, TVT, still a few races to go for the championship. Again, if anyone wants to come back, sign up. You can find us on simracing.gp because of various other YouTube channels, various other social media accounts, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. Give us a follow, like, and subscribe. And of course, we'll talk about the other communities later. Waiting for the green. There we go. Straight on off the grid again. Porsche, as you can see, trying to capitalize on that start. Now, in this instance, now going a bit defensive, decide not to do so. Goes a bit wider. Looks like a wonderful race start so far. A few incidents here and there. Do we pick them up? Not really. I don't see that many. There we go. As I've noted. Oh, few cars there going off the track. Let's see if we can go back and have a quick squint of what has happened there. The start race looks phenomenally quite well. Nothing realistically there to show. 3 cars wide. All the LNR boys. Oh, yeah. That has happened. Now, of course, that will tend to happen. As I've explained before, once you go into that third corner, everyone slows up dramatically. And that's just purely because getting 2 cars through the third corner is the toughest challenge of them all. So things will slow down and people will just be caught off unaware. And that's kind of what that looked like. Someone was just caught off unaware, didn't realize that he was that close to the car ahead of him, made contact, and that just spiraled into various individuals making contact with others. from a race starting point of view. Not a lot has changed though. Nell, on the other hand, has dropped a position. Neville is into second place. Now he is going to fight for that winning, for that W. Got his hands full. All he needs to do is shake and bake straight on there ahead of him. And that victory is his. He doesn't scuff it up again. Mawa in first, Delu in sixth, Bake in seventh. So those positions have changed a bit. Bake now the man chasing down the two boys ahead of him. Luck, on the other hand, is back into seventh. Laredo in 10th. Paul Fenter in 11th. He's got a few individuals right behind him, which is good to see. Finley, Vannevaart, Greenie, Marais, Robson, and then of course Jacques Vermeulen in the Porsche. I don't know if he raced in race 1, but he is definitely in the mix at the moment. That is the blue and orange LNR Porsche. So I reckon that looks absolutely sexy. Dave Young, on the other hand, there, closing off in 20th position. He is sandwiched in between Van der Haan and Lee Bullion in the Ferrari. He goes a bit defensive going down the start-finish line. I reckon that's just because he is cautious. Ooh, another Ferrari went off there. Didn't catch who that was. It looked to be one of the LTR teams, whether that is Paul or Esop. No, not Esop. Definitely Steam Captain. No, not Steam Captain. Laredo. Yes. Track is daunting. So here we have three LT boys driving each other, hunting down LNR boys ahead of them. Ferraris and a Mercedes. The Bata this time around in 29. Revelation. The man I haven't really talked about. The man that's the only individual that is running the Lamborghini. Ooh, deep dive into there as he exits. Sure. That was, I would say, nail bite. Be close. Into corkscrew, nosedived and managed to come out of it quite successful. Ahead of the pack though is still ongoing battles. As the Porsche goes very wide, so does the Aston Martin. How he holds it in place is unbearable. Power capitalizing one more time. Neville must be smashing his steering wheel twice in a row. He lost the position to Power based on a slight error he has made. Power not going to let that going in. One small mistake and that individual will take the lead and potentially the race. Now thank God, some time to make up, and Sean Stradom seems to be on a mission. Not far away from him is Mawa Vincent, who was in second, made also the same error as Neville. See if we can get some wing action. Look at that train. As they are so close side by side. Mawa hunting, Porsche down. Oh, love the sound. There's just something so beautiful about this Aston Martin sound. as the action continues. AMR fighting it now down for the final podium position. 13 minutes of racing left. Bauer made a mistake. He has lost more position deep into the final corner, dropped, and everyone else ahead of him is capitalizing on it. He's under severe pressure. He needs to yield that position because Van Wyk is not going to give it to him. He'll just say, thank you, Captain, this is now mine, and you can now sit on my rear end, because I am hunting down Bullion, waiting for him to make a small error. So, again, race positions changed again. I'd say don't go too far away, because this is not yet finished. Everyone hunting each other down. Van Wyk, a slight error by him. Bauer not close enough to capitalize on that. Bullion gets a bit of a breather. Now he is hunting down Nal and Mawa. Nal has managed to pass Mawa. Where he did that, I would have missed it. So now back into the mix again. He's in third, going for that second place. Bullion on the other hand, big mistake by him, so he's dropping down to positions. Corkscrew has caught him out. He's now fallen all the way back behind Luck. Open up the gap for Van Wyk again to go and hunt down Mawa from Pace Motorsport. This looks like a familiar race. We've had the previous one before, with the exception of a few minor changes. Bauer not in the lead this time. He is in sixth, straight on, managing to keep his lead from starting grid position. All that we have left is the Porsche versus the Aston. Or should we go Porsche versus all the Astons? Because there's literally like 3 individuals not far away from level. 10 minutes of racing that we have. Keep your hats on, gents. Keep your hats on. Plenty of things are going to occur. Do not shy away. Let's see if we can find some more action at the back of the grid. So again, not stepping away. Duplessis, Greeny, Moiré and Van der Vaart fighting it out for the final 10th position. Now, of course, there is a bit of a gap between Moiré and Van der Vaart. It is Moiré. It is Greening chasing down Duplessis. And then, of course, Moiré not that far away from the 2 ahead of him. And then, of course, from 15th spot, we have Dave Young. Now, he has got Dylan Hall on his rear end, followed by Loureiro in 17th position. Don't know what's happened to Loureiro. He has managed to drop 6 positions down though. Dylan Hall on the other end, he has capitalized on 13th spot. Biggest winner for starting grid position this evening on race 2 is Jacques Vermeulen in the Porsche LNR. So still looking good. And then 19th spot, we've got a battle going on here. So this is Robson. He has Steenkamp on his rear end, who then has Buerta, Findlay, and then of course Revelation, the man with the Lamborghini. Now, it doesn't look like any of these cars look healthy at all, because that Aston Martin ahead of Robson, A.E. Van der Haar, looks like it went through a couple of bends. So does this Ferrari on and up, so he's probably struggling with a bit of straight line speed. He is determined not to go to the pits, because that's just going to set him out completely from a race standing point of view. The question is, will he be able to fend off the drivers behind him? That's probably the biggest challenge for Robson there in 20th spot. Revelation on the other hand, the man with the Lambo, he is hunting down Buerta. The only man with Labo. So, to the front of the grid. Ooh, lots of things have happened. Kalen Mawa is now in 2nd place. Neville is in 7th. Have I completely missed this? Neville lost a lot of positions now again. Once again finding himself behind Bauer. Bauer has managed to make a move on the roof. Nal, on the other hand, is in 4th again, so Nal has also dropped down a few positions. Van Beek is now in 3rd, so this is a great opportunity for Van Beek to finish strong. Mawa, on the other hand, from Base Motorsport, this is 2nd place for him. We've had so many ups and downs that I cannot keep track. That is now going on the outside, goes in deep, Van covers it off, someone's got to give, these two boys going too wide in the next corner is dauntingly dangerous. Van Beek gives it to him, now whether he wanted to, that is a different discussion, but I don't think that was wise for both of them to go through that corner side by side. One had to yield. Van Beek chose to do so. That now puts Bauer on him, trying to hunt him down. From Nal again, trying to get to his 2nd place. He's not having the best of races at all this evening. Where he made the error, a mistake, or whether he and Neville made contact, that's to be determined, because I really do not know. It doesn't look like there's any marks or dents on the Aston itself. Ooh, as Kalen Mawa makes a big mistake, throws it off. Everyone has to maneuver just to get out of the way. Bauer couldn't hold it. That has evolved. Van Beek, on the other hand, is losing more and more places. I reckon everyone just wanted to avoid Kalen Mawa there in the final turn. Here we have a similar scenario. Who will yield? Will Van Beek yield again? No, Van Beek decides this time, no, I'm going to fight it through. This is my position. Mawa on the back end there. He who made a little mistake is now hunting down Luck, but also fending off Mare, Greening, and Duplessis. So there's a 5-car battle here, 4 positions. Everyone wants it. Question is, who's gonna get it? Loving the racing now. This 2nd race is far better than the first one. More action-packed, more deliverable. Things changing a lot, so dramatically. Like before you blink, it's just you were there, but you're not anymore. We've had so many exchanges for 2nd and 3rd and 4th and 5th spot that I can't even remember who was where and where they started. But they have settled in. So Freedom in the lead of the race. He has got a 10-second gap between himself and Nal. Nal, on the other hand, has got a decent buffer between himself and Neville. Neville, on the other hand, is under a bit of pressure from Leroux and Van Beek, and of course Bauer. And then they have a slight gap between them and Bauer to Duplessis, who's of course got Greening there, Mare, Vermeulen and Van der Berg. Mawa has dropped again all the way backwards to 13th position. He is not having the best 2nd race. Dylan Hall, on the other hand, is still moving forward. He is the man that has gained 17 positions this far from starting point. Now if you calculate that, he is currently in 12th. Starting grid, 17 positions back. Calculate that, that is 29th spot. So big forward momentum move from him. Simultaneously, so does that go to Jacques Vermeulen, who is currently on the rear end of a Ferrari. He's gained 20 positions from his start. So that is 13th spot all the way down to 10th. Trying to make a move there on the Ferrari. Ferrari goes defensive. Now that is Mare. Is he going to put it on the outside? Probably not. Might try to cut in a bit. That horse certainly looks hungry though. He wants more. He wants more. Front of the grid. These ones are sorted out. 2 minutes of racing left. I don't know about you guys, but holy crap, I can't keep up anymore. These two, absolutely phenomenal. Big shout out and big ups to everyone that actually did participate and set us through. 2 20-minute races is not the easiest thing to do at Laguna Seca, but it has gone quite, it was quite entertaining. This is where I'm going to go. This is about the final closest battle on the track at this stage. This is all fighting for that 7th spot. Porsche going a bit away, but then again greening under more pressure. Probably another lap or 2 to go. Where is Stradle? He should be able to finish this one and of course do another lap. So yes, 2 laps to go. Still in all, here in 12th position. He's got an Aston Martin that was in 2nd place, dropped all the way down to 13th spot. I don't think that has got speed. Bit of aero damage might cause him not to be up there though. Luck on the other hand, he's got Laredo all over his rear end. Ooh, nearly made contact there. At the back someone made a slight error and that was some bad though. So big question. Well, Laredo managed to find a gap between himself. Ooh, goes on the inside, sticks it through. 2 hours close. That was very, very close. Laredo decided to stay away, but then that has caused him to spin out though. I do think he was in a good position to challenge for that spot. But also very cautious from him to back off and not make contact to the Porsche. Would that be a wise decision? I don't know. I do call it good driving standards though. Like, rather take yourself out as opposed to your opponent and then gain a position. But this is racing. Anything can happen. Doesn't necessarily mean that the contact made was intentional. It's in most cases very accidental. Like, so anything can happen. So final corner, straight on. The man that started at pole in race 1 and 2 finally manages to finish his penultimate victory for him. Oh, why did I say that? But again, taking the checkered flag from pole 2 all the way through. V now bringing it home in 2nd place. Had a lot of battles there. So did Naval in 3rd. Brilliant driving by everyone. Leroux on the other hand bringing it into 4th position. Duplessis in 5th. Greening in 6th. Marais in 7th. Jacques Vermeulen in 8th. Van Wyk, Bauer closing it off in 10th spot. I don't know about you, but this was intense. Absolutely intense. These are the race driving finish for race 2. Now, of course, just refocusing it again, and hopefully no one drops away. We've got Straydom, Nel, Naval, Leroux, Duplessis, Murray, Vermeulen, Van Beek, Bauer, Vandenberg. And then, of course, closing it off, we have Mawa, Hall, Lac, Loredo, Young, Robson, Finley, Botha, Vanahar, and then, of course, Steenkamp there in 20th position. Two back-to-back sim racing situations, 20 minutes each. I think that's a daunting task for any sim racer. Next week we are going all the way through. Oops. I I'm I'm picking the wrong thing. So next week we are going to the new track Valencia. Of course, what we have from a racing configuration is a good 55-minute race. So for everyone on the stream, Drake, Galen, all of you boys, D, Sniper, Horsebox, thanks for popping in and saying hi. Much appreciated. I apologize I didn't give you guys much attention. Race 2 for the 20 minutes was all over the show. Exciting, phenomenal. Boys did beautifully well everywhere. So again, next week, same time, same place. I'll catch you oaks then. Hope you have a good week further. Good night. God bless. Goodbye.